Oh, create profile.
Uh, no. Do you see the drop down? It should say Protoss there.
Yeah, it says Protoss.
Oh wait, just left click on that.
Okay.
So it says selected profile Protoss, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Oh, wait, why is this unbound? Decloak's not bound. Shit. Wait, hold up. Actually, can you go bind? Okay, I need to fix these binds. Something fucked up my thing again, which is annoying. So just go click Terran and then go bind Decloak on the ghost. It should be red, and there should be like a red box.
You're talking science. What's it? Where's Decloak?
So go. Are you on the Protoss hotkeys?
Yeah. I'm on
Alright.
Terran now.
So click Terran. Do you see the ghost on the top right? It's a red box around it.
Yeah. I
Do you see the red box under in the unit card?
Yeah. Decloak.
Yeah, Decloak. Left click that, and then left click the bind thing, and then bind it to D. And then let me rebind the builder key. Which I build it?
Okay, it's on D.
Like what? Like B? No. I guess you can bind the thing to M. Yeah. Okay, and then go the buildings one. You see, like, you click on the red building, any of them, it doesn't matter. You select builder.
Yeah.
Yeah, just bind that to M.
Okay. M as in Matthew?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not gonna need that very often, but sometimes, I guess.
Okay. That's good.
And then you just click back or accept, and then accept again.
It says I have 22 unbound hotkeys.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just ignore that. That's what is that? That's just control group stuff. Basically, I fixed the control groups too. So normally you can have duplicate control groups. Like if I want to build control group 1 and 2, it doesn't remove units from the control group, so I could have like 2 control. I mean, don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay. Where is it? 1 versus 1, I guess. Are you in my party? It says you left the party.
Oh shit, my bad. I went to go mess. I clicked on the little world icon.
It's not a problem.
America.
Okay, let's just go into a 1v1 match, I guess. That'd be custom training. Custom maybe. How do I do versus ones? Ow? No, that's not it. How do I... Custom... Oh, lobby? No. What? Oh my god, how do I do a 1 versus 1? Hold up. Hold up. Am I stupid? Move from party, set friend notice, remove friend. Okay, you know what? I'll search it. I don't need this anymore. I did it with my other, I don't remember. Custom games, a map, and create. Okay. Games. Create map. Hold up, I think I have to invite you, so let me leave. Remove from party. Lobbies. There are maps here? Huh? Melee? Oh, it's melee. Okay, here we go. I think it's melee. Okay, what map? Okay, we'll play on, Grassfen, I guess. Why not? Okay, let me invite you. Okay, I'll play Protoss. Okay, you know what race you want to play? It's not working. That's weird. You know what race you want to play, Sam?
No.
Okay, well, you just set it to random, I guess. You're on Protoss. Or do you want to play Protoss?
Can we not both play Protoss? Is that not allowed?
No, it's fine. You have PvPs all the time. You can have same race plays. I'll just play Terran, I guess, to show you.
I have random.
Okay, I'll put on random too. Whatever. Okay, let's go. So basically, I want you just to get a feel for each one and get used to the thing before we dive into anything specific. You want to pick a main race before you play anything specific. But like, I'll tell you. You tell me what race you get, and then I'll tell you what you should play as, or what you should do, I guess. But you played through each tutorial, right? Do you remember anything from them, or like how?
No, it's been such a long time.
You didn't play it just now?
No, I played through the tutorials like this was like 2 months ago, but then I just redid the intro tutorial.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I didn't play through the races, so I'm not gonna lie, this is still pretty new.
Okay, so first thing, every game, click on CC or whatever you get on your base building and build a worker immediately, always. And
Okay,
then,
so my workers are larvas, right?
no, your building, your base building is a hatchery for Zerg. So like that building in the middle.
Yeah.
Right?
Hold on, you're cutting in and out really bad.
Oh, that's good.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Hello? Okay. That might be my RTX voice is probably glitching out. But do you see that building in the screen? It's like a big building.
Are you able to turn off RTX voice? Because when you say like 5 words, it just starts cutting in and out.
Okay.
I don't know what happened being in game, but I just can't hear you.
Or it was fine. That's weird.
It was fine before we entered game, yeah.
Okay, fine. I just switched it to RTX on Discord.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Basically, do you see the big building in the middle of your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, that's your base. That's a hatchery, a command center, or a nexus if you're playing Zerg, Terran, Protoss.
Yeah.
So first thing you do, click that, press S. Remember, you never left click the command card at the bottom right. Never ever do that. Only tap the key that is assigned to.
Okay.
So tap S to open up your larva,
Yeah.
and then tap D to make drones. And you can just hold down D because you want to max out your drones early on.
Okay.
Do you see the number on your top right?
Yeah. That's the amount of units.
Yeah, that's your supply cap. Basically, your supply cap is the maximum number of units you are allowed to have at a certain time.
Yeah.
So each race you have to build a building, or if for Zerg, an overlord is a unit that gives you more supply to build more units. Right? Essentially, think of that as like a cap. It's a supply cap on how many units and workers you're allowed to have at a certain time. So, always not be able to have like 1 or 2 supply buildings like ready before you hit it, but technically it doesn't matter until you hit it. So if you want to save money, you can just only build like supply stuff. Like, do you need it? Essentially, you want to have 1 to 2 supply depots, pylons, or whatever queued up building before you actually need it. So you always want a little wiggle room as a new player. It's always good.
Okay.
You build like 3 drones and you hit the supply cap, and then you have to build an overlord. So quickly build like early on, you want to be tight with it, but later on you can be a little looser and having like a lot higher supply cap than you actually need.
So how many overlords should I build at the start? 2?
One. Just one.
Okay.
Just one. At the beginning, your build timings and your build order, it has to be very tight to be efficient. So just get used to control. Oh, okay, also go into your settings. I want to see what your settings look like. Are you getting like 100 FPS, 120 FPS, 60 FPS? What are you getting right now? And what are your graphics settings like?
The graphics quality is set to extreme. I don't know my FPS, it doesn't show.
Oh, you don't have an FPS counter? Okay, what graphics card do you have?
The 1080.
1080, okay. Just put everything on, click higher medium, honestly. This game is pretty old, it should be fine, but like you rather not have. And do you have a 60 Hz monitor or 120 Hz monitor?
Mine's 144.
144, okay. Yeah, put on higher medium or ultra, whatever, it really doesn't matter that much. I think on my computer at home it only has a 1070, but it's also super old, so I put on like medium to low. You can put it on high or ultra, honestly. You can leave it on extreme, but I care more about the FPS, especially in competitive game. You'd want the FPS over that. So just change that, click accept or whatever, and then go to your mouse and keyboard and tell me what you see.
Go over to my mouse and keyboard, and what do I see for what?
Yeah, what do you see for the numbers, I guess? What, 89 scrolls?
Wait. Oh, for that? Give me one second.
Yeah, for the settings. So, what's your mouse sensitivity at?
My mouse sensitivity is at 50.
Okay, good. Is your enable mouse wheel zoom on?
Yeah.
Okay, is your enable reduce mouse lag off?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your confined mouse cursor on smart?
Yeah.
Okay. Cursor size, it should just be on default. It's like a little to the left of middle.
Yeah.
Okay, enable mouse scrolls on.
Yeah.
What's scroll speed at?
20.
Okay, put that up to 90.
Okay.
Remember your mouse scrolls, like you're jabbing in League of Legends? Remember how you had to like jab quickly? You need that on like 80 or 90 for it to go fast, basically.
And then keyboard scroll, drag scroll.
You can never use it, but 80 it doesn't matter. You'll never use anything except mouse scroll.
Okay.
This doesn't want to save. What's going on with that? Why isn't this saving? No. But you'll never use arrow keys or a drag, really. That's like if you hold middle mouse to scroll, but you'll never do that. Okay, then go gameplay.
Okay.
So, you should have display build grid, always show worker status, show current order indicator, all larva, enemy unit selection, and window restore on. Everything, turn everything on except show alerts, enable simple command card.
Wait, hold on. Let me just go through. Okay, show alerts on or off?
Off.
Okay. Build grid on.
On.
Worker status on.
Off.
Oh wait, worker status off. Always
No, command card off. Simple command card. You want the command.
Okay, that's off.
Off, and then on, off.
On. Enable enemy unit selection on.
On, yes.
Okay, and then experience points off.
Yep.
Okay, and then allow window restore on.
On. Yeah.
Okay.
And then damage. Show unit life bars on damaged. Control groups on unassignable or unclickable, either one. And then show flyer health always.
Okay, got it.
Off, simple command cards off, experience points off, and then say damaged, unassignable, always.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, unclickable. Easy. Sometimes I click on it, but I should really never do that. And that's it, I think. I think that's it. Yep.
Mineral field depleted.
And just click accept instead of cancel on the bottom right. I canceled a lot. It's not good, but let's click accept. So, basically early game, you wanna focus on building an expansion to your nation. Right up, it's your first expansion down the ramp. Pretty much every single game, even for highly aggressive play, you're always gonna want to take your natural expansion, usually immediately, like as quickly as possible. And see how you have minerals, right? On the blue stuff, and you have like the two green things.
Mineral field depleted.
You see green things on the side?
The two green things on the side?
Yeah, next to the minerals, there's like two green gas geysers.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, the green gas, that's for your tech units and for research. So when you're building, if you like look at your buildings, you say have all a mineral cost and like only tech buildings, like advanced or research buildings, the gas cost, and like advanced using gas.
Yeah.
For the beginning, generally focus on mixing out your mineral fields before taking your gas. You always make sure you mix out your minerals. This is for like every base, basically. You always want to take all your minerals and then you take your gas. You have to build a building on top of the gas to be able to harvest it, and you can put like 3 workers on each one. But sometimes you don't even take your gases on your like further expansions, like on your 3rd or 4th base. You don't even take them sometimes. Later on you do, but like you're expanding out just early, sometimes you don't take them. But for your first 2 bases, expand your natural, which you'll always have. You always focus on maxing out the minerals and then build your gas, basically. So you see that number above your CC, right now it says 17 of 8, but you just want to make sure that number is on 16 of 16, which is maxed out. You don't want to put many workers on it. It doesn't make it any faster if you put more workers on it. So you just want to put the right amount, and as mineral patches mine out, that number will go down. And send some workers to go on something else, basically.
In the rear with the gear.
But you want to get your workers mining stuff, and then you want an army too. But
Go ahead.
Okay,
the
so
beginning-
I built the 2 gas things. I built evolution chamber, a spawning pool, and a hatchery, which is just one of everything.
Okay, yeah, no. So what you do, basically what you do is you want to build your unit production building. For Zerg, it's a spawning pool. Basically, Zerg, in order to get units, they build tech buildings in order to build from their hatcheries, remember?
Okay, so spawning pools. Okay.
Yeah, so basically what you do, you build workers until you hit a certain supply. Usually for Zerg, you want to max out your minerals first, and then you build your spawning pool.
Okay.
And then you build, like, early on, for pretty much all the races, you want to build a very small army. Like, I'm talking, like, for Protoss, you build, like, 3 Stalkers. For Terran, you build, like, 6 Marines or something. And then for Zerg, you build, like, 3 Zerglings. And Zerglings come out in packs of 2. So I'm just saying, like, 3 larvae of Zerglings, so 6 Zerglings, I guess.
What's
But
going
you build
on?
that, and that's what you're going to use to, like, early attacks early on. And you're going to use things as like a wall, basically. Pretty much not all races, but generally as a beginner, I'd like to tell you to build a wall at your natural expansion. So, and then you expand. So you build
In the rear with the gear.
your first gas, and then you expand to your natural expansion.
Bad
Oh, you
news.
build your units and then you expand, but basically you want to get that second base up ASAP. And
So with the second base, how do I get it up? It's like I
you
have.
select one of your workers.
Yeah.
And then you see for Terran, it's command center, so you press C to build a command center. For Zerg, you press B and then H to build a
My key is Pine Crawler.
Go ahead.
What you should press BH. Press B and
Oh,
then H.
PH. Okay.
Yeah, H. And then you should see a hatchery, and then you should see a bunch of X's where it's too close to the minerals. Basically, just build it at the point that's right off of the X's. And there should be, like, you see in the middle of the base, there's like rocks, or there's like a little middle circle. You just put in the middle of that. You can see the X's, you want it just as close as the X's as possible, but just a little off, so you're able to put it on. And then you build it there. For your building, your units or your workers transform into the buildings you build, so you lose the work, but your buildings are cheaper, you know, so you get the worker out. For Terran, your buildings, like your SCV has to build them, so it's stuck building it, and it's done building, and then Protoss literally just dumps it down and builds on its own. But that's how it works. And also, take like box. Do you know how to box units? Like box select.
Yeah.
Make box. Okay, so make a box and select. To have it when you build buildings.
You scared me.
I'll just show you how to build multiple buildings. So box like I don't know, like 5 to 10 drones or something. Press B, right, and then to like V for spine crawl. Oh yeah, and for Zerg you have to build on creep. You know that purple stuff. You have to build your buildings on creep, except the hatchery.
And then what?
And then just tap like V first for evolution chamber.
Okay.
So tap B, tap V, and then hold down the shift key, right, and just left click all in the purple area. And then this is how you queue up multiple buildings to be built at the same time.
What's going on?
So you want to do that a lot, basically. You want to get used to building multiple buildings at the same time so you can queue up commands faster and better. So did you make like just a shit ton of spawning pools around your base?
Nah, I only made one spawning pool.
Or not spawning pool, Evo chambers. Okay, did you box? Okay, how about this? I'll show you how shift commands work. Basically, one drone from your worker line, right click them to like move them somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And then hold shift and just try clicking on the ground. You see how it's queuing up your move commands, so it will just do all that? Queue up building commands as well. So I can like select a bunch of drones, so like box like
Bad news.
drones or whatever. It's all your drones, right? It's B. Hold shift and just left click everywhere on creep to build a bunch. Just try that.
Hold on. I need more larvae.
You know what? Let me just send some SCV so I can watch you. Cause I don't think this blind. Look.
Okay. I'm very slow, so
It's fine. Yeah, you have to learn. I mean, I'm just not. I realize I can just look at you by putting some SCVs around just to watch.
Okay, I'm just building more drones.
Yeah, but did you build a bunch of buildings?
I have kind of. I think it's a bunch. I don't know what's considered a bunch.
Here, I'll just take all of my SCVs here and just show you what I'm talking about, I guess. Okay, I see a bunch of drones. I guess.
Yeah, those are the ones. Those are the ones I like.
Okay, so go select them.
Okay, they're selected.
Okay, so press B, press V,
Okay.
and then hold Shift and just left click.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You see how you're building multiple buildings now?
Yeah.
Look, I can do the same thing. Look, I'm gonna build like, well, like that. See, I just built a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Those are all my SCVs. So also, select your hatchery. So do you see this thing I'm attacking? That thing?
Yeah.
That. Double clicking it. So double left clicking it.
Okay, I did that.
You see how it selected this hatchery as well?
We hear you.
The one
Which
I'm
one?
attacking?
Yes, sir.
The one I'm attacking? This one?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I see it.
You see how it
Yeah.
selected both? So when you why don't you double click all the E-vendors? Do you see how when you double click it selects all of them?
All of them. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
double click your drones as well and it selects all of your drones on the screen.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
So
Okay.
when you do
Yeah,
that,
whatever.
this is how you want to get used to. So double click your hatchery. This is very important. This is how you do commands without looking at the screen. So double click your hatchery, or you can also try control clicking your hatchery. So hold control and left click. Do you see how I did the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
control is actually a bit easier. I just got used to double clicking. That's how I grew up playing, but any of them work really.
Okay.
So and then hold shift and tap 4. Shift or control and tap 4. I like shift, but technically they're a little different, but basically it's the same thing.
Nothing happened.
So double click your 2 hatcheries, hold shift and tap the number 4. And do you see on the bar, like on the bottom bar, do you see how there's a number 4? That basically adds it to a control group. So move your screen, the screen, so you don't see your hatcheries anymore.
Okay.
Tap 4. Do you see how you're selecting the 2 hatcheries without looking or clicking on them? Like, do you see 2 hatcheries on the bottom bar?
Hold on. I tap 4, but they're already selected. I don't know how to unselect.
Okay, so you can just left click the ground. Oh no, you can just left click a different thing. It's like left click.
I have
anything.
I have arrows pointing from the hatcheries. Like weird little like guideline arrows.
Oh, those are rally points. That's basically where you send your units from when you build them.
How do I get rid of it though?
What do you mean? You can't get rid of it.
Every time I right click or like left click does nothing. Like right click just changes the rally point.
Really? That's weird.
Share my screen. Hold on.
Oh yeah, can't you just watch your screen? That also works.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, when I alt tab, they got rid of it. Okay.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah.
Just keep on streaming so I can see what you're doing, actually.
It's 720p, but okay.
Fine. I need to see what you're doing, because I can see what you're doing in game, but I can't see your commands, I guess.
Yeah.
This is more effective. Yeah, I can see. Okay, so basically double click your or actually move your camera off screen. Tap 4.
Oh, I
see how
selected
you
it.
did
Yeah,
your
yeah.
hatcheries?
Okay.
And then tap S. Don't look at your hatcheries. Tap S and then hold D. So you're making a bunch of drones. You see how you queued up drones while you're commanding your army or while you're looking elsewhere? See how you can build stuff? This is the core of how you play the game. You put your production... Oh, hey, there's someone in my Twitch chat. Hey. How's it going, Mr. Guy in my Twitch chat? I didn't think anyone would be watching.
Teaching newbie how to play StarCraft.
Yeah. Oh, you can see it? Did he play RTS games like before? No, he played League of Legends.
I'm not gonna lie, like these commands are kind of cool. Like the amount of in depth.
This is literally the big boy version of League of Legends. 'Cause League of Legends came from this. But did I put it on video instead so you can see my watching? I don't know. I think you left. Anyway, so you remember how you do that? So why don't you try doing it again? Just try building a bunch of Zerglings. So
Okay.
tap.
So,
You can be looking anywhere. It doesn't
Four,
matter. That's the beauty.
S,
4 S
and then hold
Z.
D. Okay.
Yeah, you just made a bunch of Zerglings.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So basically, anytime you build a production or research building or any building really, you want to assign it to a hotkey. So what I like to do, the way I do, I have army on 1, 2, 3. So I have my main army on 1. I have like a supporting army or a flanking army on 2, and then like support units on 3. So like I have my main army on 1. I have like my spellcasters on 2, and then 3 I have like my warp prism, which is my reinforcement point for Protoss at least. Really, you can just put everything on 1. You want to avoid the bad habit of pressing select all army, which is what I do all the time. It's a noob trap because you lose the ability of segmenting your army around, but it's a really quick and dirty way of just getting all your reinforcements selected and just F2A move. That's where the term F2A move comes from, where you literally just select your entire army and then you just A move to have them attack move towards the enemy, basically. You can avoid doing that, but like you really want to avoid crutching on that, I guess. But generally you want to do 1 A move instead, and that's your entire micro. That's all you do, and then you focus on building more shit. But get used to producing.
I gotta watch some StarCraft like tournaments. You know what I mean? Like Worlds, but like StarCraft.
Yeah, you watch GSL. Here, you know what? I'll send you a link. I love GSL. GSL's great.
I need to because like this is like a lot like it's a lot more management and like 1v1 versus like teams. I gotta see.
Yeah.
I gotta watch this shit.
Still watch but DSL more a year. There's one big tournament to watch. I am Katowice, which is a worldwide tournament as well. I just like watching GSL because there's a lot more content, and it's the Korean ones. They speak English. There's like English casters, tasteless.
Yeah. I only care about English casters. Yeah.
No,
so
like it's the players in Korea, and the players in Korea are really good. They're way better than everyone else. I mean, it used to be a bigger gap. Now there's really good international players, but it's still mostly generally the Koreans are the best.
Yeah.
But just focus. Okay, let me tell you my keybinds or my hotkey group. So anytime you build a new hatchery, you click on the hatchery, Shift 4. This should be automatic. Obviously, at the beginning, it's not going to happen like that, but the principle is you want to add your production to your hotkey. Anytime you have a production...
Hold on. I would double left click and then Shift 4.
You could just single left click. Also, here, how about this? Left click anything else, deselect, right? Just left click literally any other unit.
Okay. Like
a Evo chamber, a drone, or whatever. Okay, so hold Shift.
Yeah.
Hold Shift and then left click the hatchery or left click anything. Okay. You remember how Shift you can Q command? So Shift left click something else.
Shift left click. Okay.
You see how it added? You selected both the evolution chamber and that. So basically, that's how you add things. So why don't you press Shift left click and left click one of the things you already selected? So Shift left click Evo chamber. You see how it removed it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So generally, automatically, you just left click your new hatchery. When it's building, you can also select it. So when you once you start building it, just immediately left click, add it to a control group. Okay. This is mandatory for production buildings. Army, obviously you want to get used to it, but it's not super important. But for buildings, you need to, because you never, ever, ever will be looking at your base to do stuff, because you need to be looking at other things and planning and thinking in your head. But you will never be looking at your base to build shit. Build shit should always be done through your keyboard. The only time you look at your base is when you need to fight in your base, like they're attacking your base, or you need to build buildings in your base. So you build the buildings, you queue up, like you build the buildings, and then you add them to your control group, and then you stop looking at it, and then you do other things, basically. Okay. Obviously, all these things are going to be very slow as when you start off, but it'll get faster. It'll get automatic. You don't have to think about it, it just happens, basically. And then your brain's focused on other things. But it's going to take quite a while to get to that point, and that's fine. But add your production buildings. Let's just pretend your spawning pool's a production building. It's Doesn't follow. Is it the same? Oh hey, Mr. Nick, nice to see you, dude. I'm still teaching, so I'm not gonna be able to look at. Sorry, Mr. Guy, but I'm teaching, I guess. Anyway, let's just pretend that spawning pool is a production building. Berg is unique because they produce out of their hatcheries, but let's keep your key bindings the same for every race, so it's easier.
Wait, hold on. So the other two races produce out of like infantry buildings.
Yeah,
like
you need to build a barracks. So for Terran, you have 3 different buildings. You build infantry out of barracks. You build land vehicles out of a factory. You build space vehicles out of a starport.
Okay.
For Protoss, you build basic ground units out of a gateway, which you don't need to bind. Actually, it's bound to W, but you can also bind it to 5. You build advanced land units out of a robotics bay, and you build air units out of a Stargate, basically. But let's just pretend your spawning pool is a production building, and just left click the spawning pool, shift 5. So that's the green one. Yeah, shift 5. That's a tech building, and just add it to tech. So I put tech on 6, I put buildings on 5. Like production on 5, tech on 6.
Okay.
So just double left click, control left click, whatever you want to select the evolution chambers. That's those things. Those upgrade your ground units. Yeah, just double click, select all of them.
Okay, yeah, shift 5.
And then shift 6. That's a tech building, so 6.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and now I want you to get used to this. So press 4, deselect your units. Press 6. Okay, and then do you see how you both have your spawning pools and evolution chambers on 6?
Yeah.
Right, but right now you're only selecting your evolution chambers, right? So do you have thumb buttons on your mouse?
I do.
You do? Okay. So you can press your thumb buttons to tab through them. So you like press down thumb button to tab like down and forward.
Okay.
Yeah. So this makes it much easier because before I used to, dude, I'm not even kidding. I used to have my 1 production building on 5, I had 1 on 6, I had 1 on 7, and then I had tech on 8. So that's way harder than just tabbing through it. So I recommend doing that. So like,
that's cool.
Let's say you're playing Terran, you have all 3 production buildings on 5, so you build your Marines, you tab over, you build your siege tanks, you tab over, you build your medevacs, and then boom, you just build your entire army without having to reselect like anything. So try to get used to that, basically.
Yeah, use thumb buttons. Yeah, that's easier than.
And I also rebound all of the keys to standardized keys. So like all the special move like abilities on units, I bound them all to F and R and E, so they're easy to reach and they're all the same. So like offensive spells I have all on F, and I have auto cast bound to F, so like you can just hold down F and you spam out abilities.
Okay.
Which makes it a lot easier because they should be on all over the keyboard, all the way on the right hand side too, and moved all the hard to reach keys to easy to reach keys. That's why I said you should like take my keybinds, because I did a lot of work on it to make it easier. And
there's no lock cam on here.
What do you mean? There's no lock cam. You're not playing one character. You're playing the entire map.
Oh damn.
If you look at your mini map on the bottom left, do you see how you only see what your units can see?
Yeah.
So everything else is in fog of war, so you can't see my base.
Yeah.
Basically, for 2-player maps, you're always in the opposite corner.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're in the same side, so like you might be on the top left and top right. Generally, you're always on the top left, bottom right, or top right, bottom left, or whatever. It's not like I'll ever spawn like below you or whatever. But you see those like things, those like white shit on the mini map, right?
Yeah.
Those are bases. That's where you build a base, essentially.
Wait, white things on the mini map.
Unless any player gathers resources, research. Can you gather a resource or something?
Yeah, I can build workers here, so that
you
would
can
be...
just move your scroll up.
Yeah.
Do you see how you ran out of resources and your drones aren't doing anything? So just select them all. You can box them all. You can just double click on them and you can control click. Just whichever one's the most convenient. So you select all of them, scroll down, right click the minerals. That's it. Just told them to all work.
Okay.
Okay, so look at the bases. You see how this is your main base? Look below you. This known as your natural expansion, but it's your second base. But people call your natural expansion, you naturally expand there, I guess.
Yeah.
Generally, you always take your natural. You're never gonna one base ever. It used to be you could one base. Now you kind of can. It kind of sucks. You can do 2-base timing all-ins, which is what I recommend you to play. I don't recommend you play long games. I recommend you do 2-base all-ins, so like Zelda Mortal Archon, or just a 2-base Marine Marauder, 3 racks, 2-1-1, whatever, something like that. I'd recommend you play. But you look to the right, do you see how to the right there's like a base called the triangle base? Like if you take the 3rd base to your right, it's like makes a triangle.
Oh, yeah.
So it's your triangle base. Generally, only Terran wants to take that base. Zerg and Protoss want to take the base below it. So you can go look down, strictly below, like in a line. Line is safer because you're farther away from the enemy. Also, not that one. Straight down. So do you see how if you no look on the minimap, straight down below your natural, right there. That's your 3rd base for Zerg and Protoss generally, because it's the furthest away and you expand in a line with them.
I don't need this little platform thing.
What do you mean? No, it's just wherever you see minerals, you see rocks. On every map it's going to be a little different, but usually there's some marker and there's obviously resources there. Just put in the middle. So just don't always tap BH. Never left click the bottom right. Yeah, you see that like little gate thingy, right?
Yeah.
And then do you see how you have no rally points for that? Like left click on that hatchery on the screen, your natural. Do you see how there's no lines coming out of that?
Yeah.
So every time you build a building, you have to set your rally point for it because there's no default rally point. So first for Zerg, it's a little weird because you build both units and workers out of your hatchery, right? Yeah. So you have to set both your worker rally point and your unit rally point. But for Terran and Protoss, you only build workers. So generally, all you do, you left click your new base. So first, you left click new base, shift 4. Remember, add that to your build base control group. Shift 4, right? And then go up. Oh, do that to that base too. But make this automatic. Like, go back to your natural expansion. Go your natural, your 2nd base. Down.
Oh, yeah.
So go to your natural. So just pretend you're reselecting it brand new. Shift 4 and then immediately right click your minerals. Just any mineral. It doesn't matter. Just anyone. It really doesn't matter which one. Okay, so you set your rally point for workers. So now when you build workers, they will rally to that mineral node.
Okay.
Actually, what I like to do is actually better. Instead, so let's practice it again. Left click like a drone or something. Left click your hatchery, shift left click, or no, just left click your hatchery and then shift 4. My bad. Left click your hatchery, shift 4. Like your hatchery, you didn't click your hatchery.
Oh, okay.
Shift 4, tap 4, and then right click the minerals. So you set all of your base's rally points to the new one, because generally when you build a new base, your previous base is already full of resources, so you want to have all your bases rallying to the new place you want your workers to go to. And then do the same thing for your base below that. Just practice, get used to that. That's very important.
So then right click.
Or left click.
Oh shit.
To add it. Right click, you see that white line? That's your army rally point. And the orange line's your worker rally point. You also have your drone selected in your thing. So first, left click the hatchery, shift 4. And then 4, tap 4 to select all of your hatcheries. Yeah. Right click the minerals. Yep, there we go. You see how the orange lines are going there now? And then let's just pretend your hatchery, since you don't have a barracks or whatever, just tap 4 and then right click anywhere on the ground that's not a mineral node. So you see how the white lines are going to the to that? That's where your army is gonna rally to.
Okay. So
they get sent to move command there. So do you remember the difference between attack move and move commands?
Yeah.
So essentially, whenever you right click, it's going to be a move command, so it will move. And if there's a bad guy shooting at you, they're not going to stop and shoot. They're just going to stand there and walk towards where you're telling them to go.
Yeah.
When you attack move, if they see a bad guy in range, they're going to go attack it. So generally, you always want to be attack moving everywhere. You will need to do some movement micro when you need to be a little more advanced, but generally, everywhere you move, just attack move. It's kind of like legalizing. You just always attack move everywhere. So you remember, you tap A and left click. You don't have a way of doing... Oh, you actually do. You just tap AA. If you select, if you set the A move as a rapid fire. I don't, though. Honestly, I should. Probably. I don't. But you can tap A and left click to do an attack move. So just tell him to do an attack move. Like A left click.
Oh yeah.
There we go. See? Then that's how you move it around, I guess, to attack move. Yeah, I think that's all the basics, I guess. Oh, and learn how to shift deselect. So here, let me show you something. Go build 2 gas geysers on your natural expansion. So scroll up, go build two gas geysers. No. Remember how you build buildings. Box a lot of your drones, just more than you need. Box like 5 to 10 or all of them, sure. So how you build buildings, you press B, press E. So you press the building you want to build. E is the extractor. Hold shift. Okay, try it again. Press E, B,
B,
E,
shift.
and then hold shift and left click. Do you see how you still have the extractor selected and you can build another one? So you usually build both. I mean, you don't always build both at the same time.
Yeah, B, H, shift, E.
And then,
got it.
So for Terran specifically, it's going to be a little different. I can show you when you get into Terran a little bit more. You see how Zerg, you don't have to worry about reassigning your workers to mine, right? Let's just pretend you're building stuff. So like, let's say let's pretend you're playing Terran instead of Zerg, where you're basically your SCV build stuff, and then you have to tell them to walk back. So just right click the ground somewhere, just anywhere, tell them to move there, right? So let's pretend you're building buildings. You're shift queued like 10 buildings or whatever. Immediately after you shift commanded them to go build those buildings, right? You still have them selected, shift right click the minerals. So basically, here, hold shift, right click the ground to the right, and then right click the minerals after. You see how they went there and then they queued to go back to minerals to mine?
Yeah.
So basically, every time you play Terran or Protoss, you have to tell your worker that's building stuff that he has to go back and mine after. He's not going to automatically do that. He's just going to stand around. And I'll show you how to shift deselect command. Okay, so just try your best to box three drones in like 2 seconds. Try your best. See how it's not possible? Right? Yeah, that's very difficult.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so just box like, I don't know, box like half. I like to box like half or like a third or a quarter of the drones on like the mineral fields. You see how you have a lot on the bottom?
Yeah.
I'll show you how to shift deselect. So hold shift, right?
Okay.
Hold shift and then move your mouse on the bottom where the units are. Like you see how there's a row of drones there?
Yeah.
Hold shift, just left click any of them. It doesn't matter.
Oh, it removes them.
Yeah, but don't left click the furthest one. Left click the first one all the way on the left. You see how you don't have to move your mouse, but you can still deselect more?
Yeah.
Okay, so how this is useful, this is the most useful. Box a bunch of them more, at least 6, but just box all of them or whatever. So first, right click the extractor. The gas thingy, the 0 out of 3.
Okay.
Right click. Do you see how you have 8 there?
Yeah.
Now hold shift, left click the units 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Right click the other extractor. Do the same thing. Deselect 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Then right click the minerals with the leftovers. Do you see how you basically told 3 to mine?
Yeah.
Right? You told 3, hey, you stay here and mine. We're sending the rest to go mine the other one. You 3 stay here. We're sending the rest to go back to minerals. Right? This is the most important time you're going to use shift deselect. I mean, you can use it in army stuff. You really don't, though. But I'm just showing you it's possible. Basically, the only time I use shift deselect is just for the gas thing to set your gas. Because, like, you saw how hard it was to select 3. And why don't you try holding shift and selecting 3 drones? Tell me how fast that is versus that. No, I mean just left click your hatchery. Just shift left click 3 drones. Tell me how fast that is. See how slow that was?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, always never shift select 3 drones. Always just do that box thingy I taught you. Cause it's gonna be much harder. And don't like pre-select 3 drones. Like don't like box all the minerals or the drones on the minerals and then shift deselect. Don't do that. Always do it by sending them to the first extractor, deselect 3, send them to the next one, deselect 3, and then send them back. Don't like select 3 that way, because that's
Yeah,
even
yeah.
slower. You want to be fast. This game's all about being fast.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
I guess that's it. I guess. Okay, how about this? Just reset the game and then try to build a base in your natural expansion as fast as you can.
How do I reset the game?
Bottom right. And then click surrender. Okay. Let's start another one.
I got XP for doing nothing. Alright, so play again?
You want to keep on Zerg, just so you know how to do it. The fundamentals for building all this stuff is going to be exactly the same.
I'll go with Protoss. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna focus on not teaching you the basics. We're gonna focus on you understanding it, basically, because that's the core of the game.
So do I start?
No, I have to invite you. Protoss. Oh, Terran again. You get my invite?
No, I haven't gotten anything yet.
Oh, really? They send you another invite?
It says this player's in a game. I can't join.
That's weird. Are you in a game right now? Are you in a lobby?
Not that I know of.
That's weird. Yeah, let me try it again. Okay, let me invite you. Got in my invite?
No, I haven't gotten anything.
No? That's weird. It says you're in a lobby. Can you get out of your lobby? Are you in a lobby?
I'm on the campaign screen.
That's weird. Your players in a game are matchmaking group?
Oh, hold on. It was on the bottom left. Okay. Try inviting me.
Are you good? Okay, let me make my lobby again.
Wait, it still says. Okay, never
You're in a
mind.
menu now. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're in a lobby. I think that's why it wouldn't invite it. Okay, do you get my invite?
What the fuck? No.
Can you join my thing? Can you like go on your friend screen and right click my name?
Oh yeah, I can join. Okay.
Okay. There we go. Alright, just put Protoss in. Start. Okay, so remember, try your best. First, basically the way it works, you're gonna wanna build your first probe. Basically, every race plays like this. You build your first worker, and then you have him build a supply thing. So you build a supply depot, you build a pylon, or you build a overlord with your second thing. But your first thing, you'll build a worker first.
Okay, you're just gonna have to guide me through because this is obviously.
I'm watching. You just do it. Okay.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of muscle memory here.
So first, click on your Nexus.
Okay.
Tap E. Then hold Shift 4. Okay, good. So you have your Nexus hotkey to 4. Right, left click a probe. Or you can set your rally. That's a little more advanced. Just left click a probe, right click that down anywhere, somewhere. Like in the middle of your base. Or near the ramp, actually. Go near the ramp. Do you see your second expansion? This is a little more advanced. Let's just do it in your main for now. Just press B. Do you see that area in the open on the top right?
Yeah.
Press B and then press E. Build pylon somewhere there, like there. Perfect. You see that little area around it? Like press B and E. Do you see that ball? Basically, pylons produce power for your units. Don't build 2, just build 1. Right click, cancel. You see how you can cancel with right click instead of escape? You can also hit escape, but generally right click to cancel buildings.
Right click. Okay.
And remember, okay, how about this? Practice queuing a pylon above that, and then hold shift, or hold shift to queue the pylon, right? And then hold shift and right click the minerals. So like queue a pylon, like building near you, or whatever, or just queue a move command. It really doesn't matter. Don't build anything in the mineral line for now. That slows your workers down. Doesn't really matter, but like, don't.
Wait, so am I building a pylon or no?
Yeah, build a pylon, left click.
Okay.
Right? Left click, and then hold shift, right click the minerals.
Okay.
Yeah. You see how, I mean, you weren't fast enough, but like basically you see how your probe was sitting there if you didn't tell it to go back to mine?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
have to
Okay.
tell it to go back to mine. You have to make that automatic. Every time you build stuff, you tell your single probe to go, hey, go back mine after.
Okay.
Okay, and remember, tap 4. Don't left click the nexus. Just get used to tapping 4. Just tap E. Build more probes. You can queue up like 2 or 3. Do you see how you can queue up to 5?
Yeah.
Right? You pay for all 5 of them.
Yeah.
They don't build until the first one's done. So generally you don't want to queue up too many because you want to spend all of your money to build as much as you can, so you don't want to queue too much. Usually like queuing 1 extra or 2 extra is fine. Generally don't queue more than 1 or 2 extra. So just queue up 2. Get used to queuing up like 2 or 3 probes. Probes, you can queue up more. Units, you don't want to, because units are very expensive. They take much longer to build than workers. So get used to queuing up like 2 or 3 probes. Like for workers, queue up like 3 at a time. Honestly, per base, 3 at a time is good. See how you're not building any workers right now?
Yeah.
So queue up 3
Oh,
every time you don't see it.
Okay.
Yeah, queue up 3. Build 1 gas. So you click your probe.
Okay.
Press A, BA. Assimilator is the gas thing. And you have to put on the gas geysers. Scroll down.
Oh, okay.
See those empty gas geysers? Build 1.
I held shift to build both, right, or something?
Yeah, but just build 1 for now.
Okay.
So hold shift. Just get used to always holding shift whenever you build buildings. Just right click to cancel when you don't need it. Generally, you always want to do that. And then build a gateway. So press B and press G. And then build a gateway and a power field next to a pylon. You see how you can't build it unless it's in that little blue ball?
Yeah.
So put it right there. Do you see perfect? Do you see that? Okay, hold up. You see how you put it right next to the pylon?
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, left click that, press escape, cancel it. You can cancel a building. This is how you cancel a building. You see how it's building? You cancel. You see how you get a little refund? It's like 75% you get a refund of, I think. So box your probe. Remember, also generally, whenever you select anything, you always box it. You don't want to left click a single unit. You never want to select a single unit ever, usually. Just box, always. So box a probe. Okay, and you remember, you can do big boxes. You can do huge boxes that cover the entire screen. You don't want to do tiny boxes and miss shit. So make a huge box. Just show me your boxing powers. Yeah, but that's a little too much because you selected those probes. Like a box is big, like, I don't know, up to the edge of the nexus big. Yeah, something like that. That's fine. Okay, box that, and then press B. But you see how you box too big and you selected some over there? Get used to your boxing speed and your size and make it fast. Press B, press G, hold shift. Okay, do you see a pylon to the top right? So, line it up. Basically, line up you see the top edge is lined up with the top edge of the pylon?
Yeah.
Right, hold shift, build 1 there. Build 1 to the right of that one. No, not there, not there. Build 1 to the right of the one you built on top right. Top right? Straight to the right. Yep. Build 1 above it. Remember, box. Yeah. Press B, press G. G, not A. G. Right click. BG. Okay, and directly above it. You want to save all the space, right? Build it directly above it. See, like make a square. So yeah, right there and right there. Okay, and then do the same thing on the left-hand side.
Okay.
Of that same pylon. Okay. No, not that one, the other one. But it's fine. But just build it to the left of that pylon. Do the same 4 square of buildings on the left side. See how you can get very inefficient with building buildings with Protoss by wasting a lot of space with pylons. That's actually a good example of you putting a pylon there. Stop. Okay, do you see how you powered 8 buildings with 1 pylon?
Yeah.
Right? That means also, this is tangential, but the enemy can also destroy that pylon and all your buildings can't do anything because they're not powered. But this is where the other thing comes in. But let me show you about inefficient building spaces. Select your probe again, press B, press G. So build gateways. BG. Okay, look, do you see that pylon below you? Do you see if you want to build more buildings below that pylon? No, not next to it. Like, you're a 4-pack. Do you see your 4-pack? Top left. See a top left 4-pack? Build below it. Try building below it. Do you see how you can't because that pylon's in the way?
Yeah.
This is why you want to make sure you're very careful with how you lay out specifically a Protoss base. because your pylons and stuff can't intersect with stuff. So the way I like to do it, I like to make this like four pack, right? And just keep on extending it down. So try building more gateways directly below each side and like that 4-pack thing. Like that, basically. And just keep on going straight down. This makes it clean and easy to do, basically, and just do that. You see how that edge doesn't work?
Yeah.
Like, you see how the bottom right edge? Basically, a pylon can only power top 4. Like, if you put it in that order, you can power 2 more above it.
Yeah.
And then, do you see that middle? Do you see directly below and above that pylon?
Which
Right,
pylon?
you see,
This one?
Yeah, that one. You see how there's space below and above it? Fill it up with more pylons. So always build out to in instead of, or in to out instead of out to in. Pylons, not gateways. That's a gateway. Your workers can also get trapped too. So just right click and move, cancel that building. But I want to show you how to cancel. You see how you selected too many workers, right?
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. But here, I want to show you something. Try to build a pylon like really far away, and then just do a move command to cancel your worker thing. It's like build a gateway or pylon or whatever, right? A little far, like on the other side or whatever.
Like here?
Yeah, and then just input a move command before it gets there. So like, build it, right? You see it's moving there, just input a move command anywhere. Doesn't matter, just move anywhere. You see how it stops building?
Yeah.
Because it decides to, hey, I gotta move there instead.
Yeah.
So fill out that middle row with pylons. In to out. So BE.
Middle.
The middle
Here?
row. No, the middle row. Do you see in between all the gates?
Yeah, here?
Yeah, fill that up. Just straight down. Just spam left click straight up and down. No space in between. You wasted a little space. You're working to get trapped in those spaces too. Sometimes. You see how there's like a little green space? It's fine. But you see how you did the bottom instead? Also, don't get into the habit of canceling buildings because you lose 25% of the money that goes towards it. It's fine if you like make a little boo-boo, but try to get used to not wasting any space because sometimes it gets annoying like that. But you don't want to be slow. So like if you're faster, if you make a little mistake, it's fine, but you want to be fast. But also being efficient matters a lot. You can just stuff that full of pylon, basically. It's not the most efficient. This is just the way I like to do it because it keeps everything simple and standardized. So basically the simpler and standarder things you can do makes the game easier to automate. So you can just let it happen on its own basically without having to think about it. You shouldn't, like I don't have to think about like all of this shit that you're doing. I don't have to think about it all. It just happens on its own.
Yeah.
And I'm focused on other things basically. So the more you simplify and standardize your base building and like stuff, the easier it becomes until it becomes second nature. But obviously it's going to take a lot of time. But learning how to do it in the first place and practicing by you actually doing it is what makes it work, right? So basically when you play Protoss specifically, you want to max out your minerals, right? You build your first pylon after your first worker. You max out your minerals. You build your first gateway. And then you build your first assimilator, so your first gas things, because your minerals are maxed out, and then you expand to your nexus. You don't build the second gas until after your first thing, and then you build a cyber core. So you build a nexus, and then you build another pylon after the nexus. What? You go nexus, second pylon, second gas. Oh no, you go nexus, cyber core, second pylon, second gas. Basically, and then you work on that stuff. So build a cybernetics core next, so you press B and R. So this is the building. You see how all your gateways aren't they aren't like they're just normal gateways. You can't warp in, right? So you build a cybernetics core. Just build that. Just left click. Just BR. Never wait for the worker to put back a mineral. That's just 5 minerals. You need to focus on getting your build order out fast. So never ever wait for your guy to mine. That doesn't matter at all. Okay. So build that in R. Okay, and then remember, let's just practice. Put all of those gateways on 5. So add that to your control group 5. And then remember, what do you do with your nexus too? Your new nexus. That's your first nexus, your old nexus. Just left click on your new nexus. Okay, so you double clicking, that only works because it was on the edge of the screen. Double clicking only selects all units on the screen, not all units,
okay.
period. So generally when you build a new base, you immediately left click, add to
Okay.
4. And then add that cybernetics core I told you to build onto 7 or 6. My bad, 6. Okay, and you see that G button?
Yeah.
Yeah, you press G. Always press G. That's what gives you your oh, you don't have any gas. You need 50 gas for that. So just tell your workers to start building gas.
Oh wait. It's gonna be.
Yeah, you don't need to select all of it. You can just select like half of the workers there. Usually that's what I like to do, or like a third. That's not enough. You see how you only selected 5? If you're doing 2, you need at least 6, but that's fine. Remember 3, you only added 2 off. Get 3 off, so 1 more. And then tell the rest to go mine. So out of those 5, basically you deselected 3 of them to have them work, and then you told the remainder 2 to go back to mining minerals. And then go make the other gas. But so I want you to see, just click on the gateway right now. Like click on the gate, or press 5 actually. Press 5. Press 5? Okay, just tap E, Z, S, F, whatever. Just build anything. Build a zealot, just press Z. Press Z. Okay. Do you see how the bottom left gateway, it's building? This is how a traditional building produces a unit. You pay, you wait for that bar to finish, and the unit pops out. Right click the ground somewhere, like towards your ramp and your natural expansion. That's not your ramp. That's your main ramp. You look to the right. Up. Right there. That's your natural ramp. That's generally your rally point. You're gonna send your buildings as Terran to rally there, Zerg, usually somewhere around there. Usually you're gonna tell them to sit at your natural, because this is like the main entrance to your base. You see how you have to pay and then unit popped out, right?
Yeah.
So Protoss is the only race with this special ability called Warp Gate, where you can warp in units. It basically transforms all your traditional gateways into warp gates when that research finishes. Also, let me teach you about Chrono Boost. Press 4. This is Protoss's macro mechanic. So press F or press C. Press left click your cybernetics core. Left click anything, really. Left click your cybernetics core. You see how that's spinning? That means you're building a little faster. So you can build, generally early on, you chrono boost out probes to build probes faster, because you get workers out faster, you get more money faster, you can build everything faster, right? And then you finish your warp gate. You see how all your gateways are automatically transforming into warp gates? So now if you press 5, you can't build traditionally anymore, you warp in now. So just hold down or tap Z. Tap Z once. Okay, and then do you see how you can, only in a power field, do you see those power fields, right? You see how those green power fields? Just left click. And you see how you warped in a unit? It's warping in, and then boom, you get your unit immediately. You see that?
Yeah.
That's something only Protoss can get out of their basic units from the gateways. And also what's really cool, you can rapid fire, where you press W or press 5. Honestly, either one works. Hold down Z in a power field and just wiggle your mouse around. This is how I warp in a shit ton of units at the same time.
That's pretty cool.
That basically spams the left click action, so you're essentially spamming Z left click, Z left click, Z left click to warp in a shit ton of units. That's how you get units quickly as Protoss. But Protoss, those units generally are they're generally squishy, weak. But you get them fast and you get a lot of them. But they're expensive. And they don't, like, a bunch of stalkers specifically are much worse than a ball of marines. Marines will eat everything for breakfast usually. Zealots are like the only warped in units. Zealots and Archons, really, the only units that can fight front on. Stalkers are like a hit and run unit. They have a lot of range, they're fast, they have blink, which is like a teleport move. But they don't hit hard and are very squishy and are very expensive. But that's a noob trap, building fucking stalkers. But why don't you just warp in a shit ton of stalkers just so you can see what I mean. Press right click or escape or whatever, hold S. Just warp in a ton of stalkers. Okay, stalkers, you can also right click to deselect. Hover over all the things so you can see their prices and stuff. So hover over the Z on the bottom right, like the Zealot. Just look at the Zealot. Do you see how it has 100 minerals, 2 supply? Do you see how it has like 2 supply next to it, that like 2 the pylon? So this costs 100 minerals to warp in a zealot, right? And then look over your second main fighting unit, the stalker. That's a sentry. See how it's 125 and 50 gas. 50 gas is quite a lot for a basic fighting unit. And the stalker does literally the same or less DPS than a zealot, and it's much squishier, more expensive with the 50 gas, also 125 thing, but it has range. It's a range attack, so you can see, like, you see how the zealot has 2 swords on his hands, so he has to like charge at the enemy and go whack him in melee range, while your stalker has like basically space guns. So here, why don't you just left click one of your stalkers, right? And just have him shoot one of the zealots. So like left click one of the zealots you have, or a stalker or whatever. You see how he has like a gun, right? He shoots them, and then just have the zealot like go attack something, just so you can see how it works. So he has to run there, and then he gets to whack it, right? But that zealot has roughly the same DPS, and it's way cheaper. And Protoss has a lot of gas-hungry units that have a lot of gas, basically. So as a beginner, your warp-ins should almost exclusively be zealots. Zealots and High Templar, basically, for Archons. Why don't you go build a Twilight, and here, I'll show you the tech. Tech's kind of hard, but I'll show you the tech, I guess, because as Protoss, you need to know what tech units, because your units are tech units, like every single one, except the Zealot, basically. So select your probe. Go select a probe, it doesn't matter, any probe. Remember, you can just box, or as Protoss, actually, you left-click a single probe. Terran and Zerg, you both box, so it's like kind of a habit. You used to box all your workers. And then press V, and then C. So V are your tech units, your advanced buildings. You see how like they're like usually tech buildings, so you research or you need them to produce certain special units, or tech production. It's like, you see how it has B and V and like all the workers, like Zerg has B and V, Terran has B and V, and Protoss have B and V. So what you just produce is a Twilight Council. This is like the upgrades for the standard units. You get these usually before a forge. Like, you have 2 kinds of upgrades in this game. You have like upgrades that affect a certain unit, like, I guess you'll see, like, charge. Okay, you have 3 buildings, actually. You have buildings that produce upgrades specific to a unit. So like this Twilight Council, left click on the building that just finished, add it to your control group for upgrades. So shift 6. Okay, tab 6. Okay, so do you see how you have, just hover over the thing on the bottom right, the E and A things? See how it says air weapons level 1 and air armor level 1?
Yeah.
Right? So these upgrades are a general attack and armor upgrades for all air units. Every single air unit gets increased damage, every single air unit gets increased armor, right? That's a stat bonus, right? And press your thumb button. And do you see how you're selecting the Twilight Council now? Do you hover over those? Do you see how you have Charge, Blink, and Glaives? Right? Charge basically gives the Zealots the ability to charge at the enemy, so they run really fast at them and they start slicing them. And also they get a flat move speed upgrade, which is huge. Zealots without charge are literally the worst unit in the game. Zealots with charge are extremely efficient meat shield for your army. Blink, which lets your stalkers teleport a short distance, and then Glaze, which makes your adepts shoot faster. Generally, the only upgrade you'll ever use is Charge. If you want to use stalkers for whatever reason, even though I highly don't recommend you use stalkers ever, you get Blink. And Glaze you basically never get. Glaze is like for early all-ins with Glaze, but that kind of sucks. It sucked for a while. Generally, you always get Charge. At least when you play Zealot Immortal Archon, you always get Charge. Your Zealots without charge are literally useless. And so you have the second type of buildings. So you have the flat stat upgrades. You have the unit upgrade buildings. Generally, you always want your unit upgrades before stat upgrades. Stat upgrades you want last, usually. And then you have tech buildings. So hover over your probe. Just select that probe next to that building. Right? Press V. Press T. VT. Okay, and then just build that Templar Archives anywhere. So when this building finishes, you are able, remember, add immediately after you add a tech building, select it, add it to control group. Now, automatic. Select it, add it to control group 6, right? So tab 6, right? tap 6, and then thumb over to your third building. See, this is both a tech building and a unit upgrade building, so this lets you produce High Templars and also lets you research Psystorm for High Templars, which is like their ability, basically. And I want you to warp in some High Templars, and I can show you how that works, I guess. So go warp in some High Templars. You see that Psystorm thing? That's the resource that lets them do their devastating Psystorm attack. Okay. Which shoots like a ball on the ground, or like it puts a ball on the ground, not a ball, like a circle area on the ground, which does like a shit ton of damage if you stand in it. And it does friendly fire, but it does a lot of damage. So why don't you go research that and then warp in some High Templar. So do you see how this Protoss is a lot more complicated than like making a shit ton of Zerglings and A-moving, or making a shit ton of, at least in the base building aspect. I guess everything's complicated in its own way, but this is the most technical, but it can still be very simple. Like, honestly, Protoss is probably most simple, but it's also most technical at the same time. I don't know if that's making sense. Like, the game plan is technical. The execution is generally not technical. Like, Zealot Immortal Archon, all you do is you F2A move, and you're good. And you don't have to do anything else. So why don't you warp in some High Templar, and I'll show you how energy works. Warp in some Sentries and Templar, actually. So, press W, just tap E once. EE or E left click, either one, just warp in one sentry, and then hold down T and just warp in a shit ton of High Templar. Yeah, you don't get a lot because these are very gas heavy. If you can hover over, it's 50 minerals, 150 gas for a single High Templar. And you see how both these are spellcasters and high-tech units? Generally, high-tech units are much heavier on the gas, where you need the green stuff for. So you see that purple bar for them? That's the energy they need to cast abilities. So with High Templar, you have Psystorm and Feedback. Feedback basically just sucks up the enemy's energy and deals damage for every point. So it drains their energy and deals damage for every energy they suck up. And then Psystorm shoots a huge storm on the ground. So why don't you just tap T and left click on your Stalkers to melt them. You see that? And that does a bunch of damage to them, right? That melts Marines, by the way. Marines have 45 HP, and that does 80 damage over the span of 3 seconds, so that melts Marines in like 1.5 seconds. Okay. But Marines can melt a High Templar in like much less time, but usually keep your Templar like safer, I guess. And then want to select your Sentry.
Oh, my Sentry, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the one below it. Do you see that? Yeah. You can press F to shoot a force field down. Just F left click. So that's basically an impassable wall that no one can walk through. Okay. And then you can press Guardian Shield. But this is way more advanced. Generally, the only spellcaster you're going to be using as Protoss is going to be the High Templar. And then also select the High Templar, 2 of them. Just box all of them, basically box all of them, and then press C, or just hover over C actually. See what it says under C? Archon merge. Basically, it transforms 2 High Templar. They like merge together, and they turn into a very powerful short range unit, which is an Archon. So tap C. This is what you're going to be using High Templar for if you play Protoss. You're going to be merging them all into Archons and just A-moving. And Archons lose the ability to have energy and Psystorm feedback. They lose all of that for a short range attack and a lot of shields. So if you can left click, you see how it's like all shields. Also, Protoss have shields, but I'll explain that later. Honestly, I feel like I'm overloading you with too much technical information.
Not gonna lie, Jonathan, this is massive overload, but like it's something that like I just need to keep playing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is basically, I'm trying to teach you this on how the race functions so you can make a better decision. Obviously, you should play all of them first.
Well, you know, to be honest, what we could do is we could just do like StarCraft like every like what, Saturday or Sunday.
Sure. Oh, you're not available during the week then?
I mean, not really. Most of the time, I just either go to the gym or depending on how hard the workday is, because I start work again tomorrow.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it just depends, and this entire week, I'm gonna be in a classroom from like 7:30 in the morning until 5 or no 4:30.
Are you YouTube videos then? Because I'm pretty sure it's tutorials that you can watch against later.
No, definitely I watch videos on my off time. I can definitely. I'm probably gonna watch like before I go to bed. I'll probably watch like 20-30 minutes of like, I don't know.
SC2 tutorials. I think Pig has some good ones. I like Pigs.
I'm
That's
like
what I watch.
most likely though, I'll only be watching games because like I'd watch the tutorial and apply it in game, or else I'm not gonna remember.
I think, where is it? Let's see. Like, this is a very tech game.
Yeah.
To the theory.
Yeah.
Alright guys,
Yeah.
we are going to be taking a look today at how to defend Widow Mine Drop.
Advance your natural any army units at all.
Yeah. I do that.
Here is Pig cooking one with the Bronze GM series.
Okay.
You should once you pick a race, you should watch the Bronze GM series for the race.
Yeah.
But in general, I think there's a lot of gem. There is 58 episodes of coaching. Is it?
Why do some people say GT and Archon isn't good anymore and inferior to Oracle? Because most people don't understand. Why do some people say DT and Archon?
Every Bronze GM.
Okay.
For each one, for them to teach you the basics of every race and what to do. Because that'll teach you, like, for Brain Dead, I don't know anything, basically. I guess. Here's Zerk, the Zerk Bronze GM.
Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bronze GM Zerg 2.0. I did a Bronze GM a few years ago, but it's time to update it with new builds that show a completely different way of playing Zerg and to talk you through how to do it. So let's talk you through exactly what I'm doing in this first game. If you want to hear about mechanics,
He shows you through a real game what to do. That's probably better than talking abstract theory. Abstract theory is going to be more useful once you get the basics down. It's probably the best for basic theory on how to play the fucking game, basically. But is there anything on? Oh yeah, army. Obviously this game is not only about building base units.
Yeah.
Your base is to facilitate you building an army and attacking. And remember the core tenets of RTS, or not core tenets of RTS, but core tenets of war, I guess, and RTS kind of applies to it. Always be attacking. The attacker is the winner. People don't win if they don't attack. When you attack, you produce opportunities for yourself to exploit and win. When you don't attack, you don't do that. So generally you always want to go for an aggressive 2-base timing all in, basically. That basically means that I'm going to go for an attack once I get to 2 bases, and I'm going to try to kill you with it. That's what I play. I play like a 7-minute 2-base Zelda Mortal Archon all in. That's what I learned from Bronze to GM. That's the first time I actually learned a build order to play, I guess. But any build you play, Sam, should be an aggressive 2-base all-in. I think that's the best way to learn. Nothing cheesy, nothing like a 1-base like Cannon Rush or like a 1-base like 6-pool or something. It should be a 2-base all-in, where you attack at like 5 to 7 minutes to 8 minutes or whatever, and you try to kill the enemy. You don't focus on expanding beyond 2 bases. I want you only on 2 bases maximum, and then just building as many fucking units as you can. You'll be surprised how passive and how much of a loser most of the people in like bronze, like up to diamond are. Not to diamond, up to platinum, I think. They're so brain dead. They literally just keep on building more bases and they build an army, but they don't do anything with that army. So basically, always do a 2-base all in. Don't build more than, when you get into actual games, Sam, never go past 2 bases. If you play Zerg, you can do a 3-base, I think, because you want to be... Remember, Zerg always wants to be 1 base ahead.
Yeah.
But just do 2-base all-ins. If you see anyone telling you not to do a 2-base all-in, don't listen to them. Just do a 2-base all-in.
Okay.
Always. And then learn your control groups. He should teach you about control groups. He should like hammer that into your head about control groups, because you can't... Like, you can never get away in this game by, like, going back to your base, left-clicking a building, like, clicking the upgrade and wasting time doing that. It should be instantaneous. You just press 5Z or you press like 6C or 4E to do my while I'm moving my army or while I'm doing other things, basically, or while I'm thinking about stuff. But get the core macro mechanics down. And I want to talk a little more theory, basic. Remember, be aggressive, be the attacker. If you haven't had an attack happen first, or haven't had an attack happen at like 7 minutes or something, you failed in my book, right? So go for hit first in a major attack. I'm not talking like a one-base cheese. Like cheese plays are like when someone does something that's kind of scummy, they attack very early, like earlier than a normal attack would. Ignore that stuff. Don't do that. Try to get your mechanics down where I have 2 bases. I'm going to power up, build a lot of army production buildings, build a lot of supply, like buildings to make sure I can build those units in the first place. Crank out a shit ton of units and then just don't focus about any micro. And if anyone tells you anything about micro, tell them to fuck off, because all you have to do, you literally A move their entire base. You just select your entire army, attack move it towards the enemy, build more shit. If you have 0 micro, you don't have to micro. I can show you. You want me to beat your ass by doing that one time just to hammer it in, because it's very important. Early on, learning this game, you don't have to have any micro mechanics. Don't focus on your army control at all. Just focus on building more shit. While you're doing other things, focus on building more constantly. Every 30 seconds, have an alarm in your head. I got to build more units. I got to build more pylons. I got to build more workers. I got to build more. If you have twice the amount of shit as the other guy, you're winning every time. It doesn't matter. You control, it doesn't matter anything. If you have more than the other guy, you'll win. That's why you need to focus on having good macro mechanics, which means building more faster.
Yeah.
Basically, that's the core. Build more faster and attack first, and you'll win. That's how I won. I had like a 90% win rate up to platinum that way, basically. But I had the mechanics to back it up, and you won't. And that's fine. But if you keep those core things in your head while you improve, you'll do well. Because like this is why I always harp on simple but important theory whenever you learn anything, because it's extremely easy to pick up bad habits. I picked up the bad habit of pressing F2 to select my entire army instead of using control groups. I still don't use control groups to this day. I still F2A move like a scrub. And these bad habits get in early and get in hard if you don't know what to look out for and what you should be doing. That's why I'm telling you all this stuff of what you should be doing, so you don't develop bad habits early, because it's a real like shit, man. It sucks if you do. But try to keep that in mind, I guess. And definitely watch first episode, or just watch a bunch of the episodes, but at least the first or the first 2 episodes of the Bronze GMs for each race for Terran, Protoss, and Zerg. Watch each one. Play each race for yourself, and don't play and lose the first, like, play like, I don't know, 10-20 times each or something. Like, play for like a month. Play each race for a month or something, see which one you like the most, and then pick. Let's just say that. Let's say 100 games or a month, or whichever one comes second, I guess, to get a real feel for each race before you make a decision. Don't make anything quickly, because that's gonna be what you're gonna be focusing on learning, I guess. And you need to make sure you select the right one. I guess that's all. I can't really think of anything else. Do you want me to play a mock game just to show you like the difference between like what you can do and what I can do, or like what you want to spectate me building? You want to? I guess that's the same as watching like him do it. Right?
Honestly, I say what's it called? Or I mean, it is a lot of information. I say I watch a couple of videos and stuff and get more practice.
Okay.
And then we can do, or like I said, we can make this like a every weekend kind of thing where we just hop on.
You want to play in your own time too, or no? Because I don't think you watching every weekend is gonna learn anything.
No. I'll apply it. Like, I'll go through the campaign.
You can't go through a campaign. You have to buy it.
What?
Yeah.
Is the campaign worth it?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I love it, but it's not the same as multiplayer, like, at all. It's very different. It's very slow paced. Like, they never attack your base or anything. Like, it's a lot different. You don't have to expand. You only get a certain number of bases, like usually 1 or 2. So you don't have to worry about constantly expanding every like 4 minutes. But you do get like it's a lot of fun gimmicky like things. It will teach you It might teach you some bad habits. It might not. I don't know. I
In that
played through
case,
all
I'll
of them and
just focus
100% it though.
multiplayer.
What?
Or in that case, I'll just focus on multiplayer.
Okay, yeah, then just play the multiplayer. You can just play, I don't know, you can play ranked or play against AIs if you want to, whatever.
I'll start off with AI. Let me.
Yeah. Yeah, just focus on your build order. The problem is with AI that they're not going to be good for anything other than practicing yourself, and you might as well do it in an empty lobby. Honestly, yeah, you can do AI, just don't expect an army or anything out of it because it's garbage.
Okay. I mean, in that case, multiplayer, I'll get a feel for it because I'm literally like pretty much, I am brand new to this game.
Yeah, basically, if you want to use AI, just do it to practice your build order, which literally means you building your buildings and that's it. And you can always A move to demolish them, but like they're not going to do anything to you. So it's only good for practicing. I'm going to build this building in this time. I'm going to build the next building in this time, and just get that hammered out. And once you pick a race to your first race that you want to learn, what do you think it is going to be anyway?
Honestly, I don't know. I'd have to watch the videos, like you said.
Yeah. But once you pick the first race, you have to write down the build order and put it on a sticky note or on a piece of paper in front of you or something. Because you're not going to memorize that. I can't even memorize my Protoss build order. It's like what? Like 13 pylon. What? I know you chrono boost out the first 3 probes, build the gateway, then you build the first gas, then you build the nexus at 17, 18 probes, then you build the cyber core 17, 18, then you build the second pylon, then second gas, then you do probing until you're maxed out on the main, and then you probe the natural, then you chrono out 3 stalkers, so you put 1 stalker chrono, you Q warp gate, you build robo at like 35 probes, then you crank out 3 stalkers. After your 3 stalkers, you should have your second base minerals maxed out. Then you build your double gas, queue up 6 more probes, then you do gateway explosion, or you probably need 1 pylon after your robo. Gateway explosion, you go up to like 8 gates, then you build your observer, have them scout the enemy, then you build 2 immortals, chrono out the immortals, you build the twilight, you build the charge.
I was lost like a minute ago.
You build twilight, charge, Templar archives. After twilight's done, do 2 rounds of warp-ins, 1 round of zealots. I do archons first and then zealots, so I do high Templar, then zealots, and then you build your prism. Then you move out with like maybe 120 supply. You move out, you go to a staging point, another round of warp-ins of zealots, archons, then you attack move at their third. If they have no third, then you go to their natural, you kill them at 7 minutes. That all gets done within the first 6 minutes of the game. That's how you do a 2-base timing as Protoss, like through words instead of through actions. It's much easier when you get to and get in the habit of doing it, but I just walk you through with words of what you have to do. Other races, it might be different. Just, they're gonna tell you online. You look online anyway, they're gonna tell you, oh, Protoss is easiest, Protoss is easiest. Yeah, that 2-base timing is a pretty simple build order, right? But like, maybe to you, because you had to build what? You had to build 3 different tech buildings. You had to build, I mean, you're always gonna build your cyber core no matter what. But you're gonna have to build your twilight, your 3. Yeah, you had to build your twilight, your robo, and your Templar archives, and you have to not fuck up any of those. It's not really hard at all, trust me, it's not. But you doing all of that versus you cranking out like 3 barracks and just spamming marines is very different. Yeah, that's literally just make 3 barracks. You just build like maybe 20 marines and just A move at their base at 5 minutes and hope to win with a 3-axe push. That's another thing you can do, but it's much simpler. You can also do a 12 pool, which is literally you just make a pool. First thing you make a pool, and then once the pool's done, you just press your hatchery, you just hold down the circling button all game. You wait until like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, you have like, I don't know, like 10, 20 zerglings, and then you just A move their base. Boom, done. That's a 1-base cheese though. But anyway, notice how I say Protoss is both the simplest and the hardest race to master, or no, like the simplest but the hardest at the same time.
Yeah,
To do
yeah.
something simple like that, you have to do a lot of steps. But their Army Micro is very easy. I guess later game is very easy. Terran gets much more hard, but like in the beginning of what you're gonna be doing and learning, it's gonna be much easier. So don't put any weight into the difficulty of all the races. Each of them have their own macro mechanics. Each of them have their own macro cycles. It's just because you're gonna see a lot of shit on them. I don't want, because I felt like when I told you about it and I showed you the first time, I feel like you thought that Protoss is the easiest race, which it kind of is, but it also kind of isn't.
Well,
I just want to make that clear.
Well, no,
I don't
no,
want you to be
I'm
biased when
brand
you
new
select.
to all this shit. So
Okay.
everything's equally difficult, if that makes sense.
Okay, don't be biased when you select your race. Play each
I'm
one for
not
100
biased.
games.
I'm watching the videos
Okay.
and stuff, and I'll play, and obviously, yeah.
100 games or 50 games. I think 50 games is enough. Play 50 games, a multiplayer, on each race before you pick any of them to main.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the help and
Yeah, no
the
problem.
very informationful intro, but
Yeah,
what's it called?
complicated thing. Oh my god, bro, the guy's still in chat. How's it going, bro? Holy
He's
shit.
probably still writing. He's probably taking it all
I
down.
was looking, so I'm fucking talking tired. Any build order at this stage is too early for him. Lol. I mean, you're right. StarCraft 2, there is a tutorial, but it's too simple. Vibes, Bronze to GM is also good. At least for me, Vibe helped me get Diamond 3. Below Plat, it might be right. Wings of Liberty is free.
Hey,
Wait, Wings of
honestly,
Liberty is free? Huh. Did not know that.
You could be like a Fiverr coach at this point, or like, you know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I suck. I never got to Diamond 4 because I quit to play fucking... I literally quit. I was at Platinum 1. I just didn't want to, like, tier anymore, and I quit to play StarCraft 2 co-op, which is all I play. But, I'm gonna get back to multiplayer, and I'm gonna hit Diamond at least.
I feel like,
maybe
you know,
Master.
like, because like most of the games that like you talked to me about, I've been brand new, but like, I feel like you have so much knowledge, you could probably get paid for literally you telling me what to do. I'm just saying.
Dude, I literally peaked at Platinum 1 and I quit to play co-op. So I'm not even Diamond 4. It did take me like less than a week there though.
A week,
sounds
Jonathan. You
yeah,
get
less than a
paid.
week.
I'm just saying.
Less than a week. It's
They
because
can literally.
I played this game since 2010, so I've played this game for like what, 13 years? I guess.
I'm just saying you could get paid more at your hourly wage. I'm just
Doing
imagine
fucking
that.
Fiverr.
No, I'm just saying I don't know any StarCraft, like, you know. I
Yeah,
guess.
Sam, if you want to be realistic, the only people that get paid to do coaching are people who are in Grandmaster and Masters or as a pro. So, yeah, no.
I don't know.
Some person who didn't even peak at Diamond 4 is not doing coaching, okay? Maybe if I hit Masters, I might, but no. It's just because you're talking to someone with a little experience and also played this game.
Don't
for
sell
10
yourself
years.
short. Don't sell yourself short.
Okay. I didn't play it for 10 years. I played it 13 years ago in 2010.
Yeah.
I played it for a little bit, very casually. I played through the campaigns mostly. And then I never played it. I never played the multiplayer until just now, but I did know how to play, and I did watch pro for like all my life. So I watched pro for like 15 years, I guess. On and off, but I did watch professional StarCraft for a long time, so I do know a lot. But I did not play the game until just recently. I picked it up like a couple months ago, and I 100%ed all of the campaign achievements, which are, a lot of them are really fucking hard and are really fucking annoying, actually. But yeah.
All right. Let's see, menu. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to learn, I highly suggest the Bronze to GM series and just focus on what they teach you in Bronze, because that's probably better than whatever the fuck I've been saying for the past, like, whatever. I doubt I did a good job.
No, you've taught me a lot. It's just I'm literally brand new, so.
Try on Diamond.
Some of the stuff are gonna stick. Some of the stuff aren't.
You can play the Wings of Liberty campaign. Apparently, it's free. Apparently, can you just try to see if it's free or not?
Yeah, let me see. Return the game. Was it campaign?
Wings of Liberty is actually the best one. Oh, it is. It does work. Great. Looks like that one is not free. Okay. Yeah, Wings of Liberty is easily the best campaign. I love Wings. That's the only one I actually enjoyed. The other ones are kind of... The story-wise is very gay, but the gameplay-wise, Heart of the Swarm's brain dead easy because you get fucking Kerrigan, which is literally just solos the game, and then like Legacy of the Void, you get Spear of Idun, which is pretty OP, I guess. I want to be better. It's okay to work like that. Easy to start, hard to be good. Change your mind anytime. Ladder system isn't open until you play 10 days.
Hold on, I'm hopping into your stream.
Oh, yeah, I can see the. I don't think the chat shows all the. Oh, I guess I'm mirroring my screen so you can see it.
It should, to be honest.
Yeah. No. I'm doing a Windows instead of a gameplay cap. I'm playing Clanad, so Clanad didn't want to capture on gameplay, so I had to put on the capture. That's why. If you play on free. Oh yeah, I don't know if StarCraft has the same like CS:GO thing where you free players get matched up with other free players. I don't know. I don't think so. 'Cause I don't think there is cheating in this game. At least I'm pretty sure there isn't. I know maybe some people map pack, but like it's not as. I don't know at all about it, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. I know in CS:GO a lot of people have aimbots and wall hacks and stuff, but this one is pretty good about it. Yeah. But I don't think you should run into it. Hopefully, yeah, very little. Yeah, I've never run into it. I feel like that's more of a like a if you cheat, you probably get all up to like Diamond Masters. So that's
yeah,
not
it's
something
like
you worry about.
scripters. Like you're not gonna meet. Or I've never met a scripter.
In RTS, I think the big one is just a map hack, just so you know what the enemy's doing. But you don't worry about that. I doubt your free to play experience to be any different.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not worried about that either.
Yeah. Oh, there is no difference between free to play because the only thing you pay for is campaigns, so it's not any different at all versus like me playing the multiplayer versus you playing. Okay, never mind. Yeah, higher player can be someone with cheating. That's true. Yeah, that's all true because there's no like aimbot in this game. It's literally just like if I have more shit than you, I will. Yeah,
literally.
So you can't be better. So don't worry about cheating.
I'm not worried about cheating.
Okay.
Yes, that's my least bit of concern.
Anyway, I hope that's a good takeaway. It's nice meeting somebody. Dude, there's no one ever in my Twitch chat because no one fucking watches, and that's fine because I stream for myself just to watch my VODs over, basically. It's like a time capsule, so I can watch it 10 years from now, basically.
Well, no,
so it's always nice to have people pop in, but like
I feel like when you play multiplayer games, like I feel like people tend to watch.
Really? I get no one ever. Oh, I guess I play single player mostly.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, nice to meet you, dude. Nick0656.
Hey, tune into the weekly stream of me learning how to play StarCraft. I'm not sure if Saturday or Sunday is a better day, but I got a lot of things coming up. But if you want to learn with me, or wait, no, he said he's like Diamond. Never mind. If you want to see some entertaining noob gameplay,
yeah. If you want to watch Sam,
tune in. Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, if you're ever on the week, just hit me up. I mean, I can beat your ass if you want me to.
Oh no, you're gonna fight him? Oh my god.
What? No, I mean you, not him.
Me? Oh, I thought
my ass, dude. I don't even play multiplayer. I play co-op.
You're challenging him. Like, well, just message me or whatever.
No,
and,
I mean you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you will beat my ass. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you ever, I don't know, if you want me to yell at you over teaching stuff and lose my voice like I currently did and sweat my nuts off, dude, I played fucking Beat Saber. I golfed for 4 hours.
What I do again? You could yell at me in person though.
Even better.
Yeah, you can yell at me in person.
This is very entertaining way to end my birthday. Oh yeah, by the way, Mr. Guy, it was my birthday yesterday on June 4th. I guess 32 minutes ago.
Oh, it's already midnight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already past my birthday.
I was golfing anyways.
I did absolute garbage, but it was very fun. And I didn't. You know how my grandparents are like, at least my grandparents, they have like a wall golf trophies. They both got holes in ones. They're both very good. They don't golf too well anymore apparently because he said he has arthritis. He can't close his hands or whatever. He did give me his super expensive golf clubs that he doesn't use anymore. So he has 10 sets of golf clubs. So he gave me his old ones. Okay. And he did give me a stern talking to about etiquette in golfing and how sucking on golf it affects other people. But we didn't actually affect other people because we went fast, even though I fucked up like a lot. We didn't have anyone waiting for us most of the time, which is nice. We actually waited for the other guys ahead of us, so we went at a good pace. But
okay, that's cool.
But I did get stern talking to. It's like, if you want to do something, either you do it good or you don't do it at all, Jonathan.
I think that's like every like parent or old parent, like grandparent. thing.
Yeah, it's like don't be mediocrity. And he couldn't say
Yeah,
mediocrity.
my dad said the same thing. If you're gonna do something, do it right.
Yeah, makes sense. But I mean, like, I'm just trying to do it for fun. I don't think
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can take it seriously, man. I gotta not fail college.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, or setbacks set up a great comeback. You know, or
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah, exactly. You know, it's just adds to the story, adds a little spice. You know,
Uh-huh.
that way, whenever you tell your, I don't know, your
Bro, I'm sweating like
family.
a fucking pig. It's ridiculous. Like I fucking golfed. I played Beat Saber and got insanely sweaty, and then I get
No, VR
stuck
is a good workout. It
It
definitely
is a
is.
good workout. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best workouts because it's fun. Like it's like a
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
but also it's like exercise, I guess. But I got super sweaty, and then I sat in this room with my computer kicking out a shit ton of heat for like another hour.
Wait, you
and
know
I also
what-
ran my voice dry. I'm
You
pretty
know what
beat
would
up.
be cool is
What?
I forget you mentioned, but like that, or is the VR set being used? Because if you bring it
Yeah,
to,
I have it. I have it's in my apartment. It's not. It's like the Oculus Quest, so it's like a cheap one. The connection to the hand thingy isn't super good, but
well, if you
it still
at the
works.
apartment, we could do VR because I've always wanted to try, but I looked on Reddit on how to pass the motion sickness for VR. There's motion.
Have motion sickness.
Yeah, I have it pretty bad, but
okay.
a lot of people said that there's motion sickness pills for like boats and stuff. Like if you're going on like ships or
Dramamine,
whatever.
I think, or is that
And they said that worked pretty well. So I wanted to try it because at that point I think I might pick myself up a VR headset. If I can, I mean, it would suck. I would have to take a pill every time I want to use it, but like I think VR is really dope. I just, like I said, I'm just on
Yeah,
the.
you're free to try it. It's just not the Valve Index, which is the $1,000 one we have at home. It's
Wait, Valve Index is $1,000?
Yep, it's $1,000.
What?
It's the Oculus Quest one, which is like the standalone VR headset, I guess. And that one's like what, like 300, 400, I think.
Oh, you aren't kidding. Oh shit.
Yeah, that one's really good. It has like the base stations and stuff, so the connection to the hand things and motion is much better. But because I play Beat Saber really fast. I used to be really good. I used to be able to play 6s. Now I can play 4s to 5s. Like 5 notes per second, basically. That's how I judge difficulty. I do like 4s to 5s. I used to be able to do 6+, like around 6-ish.
I'm gonna have to work the weekends.
Yeah, but it doesn't read. The problem is when you play Beat Saber at high difficulties, the Vive or the Valve, not the Oculus Quest, it doesn't read because there's no base stations and the motion sensors kind of suck, so it disconnects. So you can't play anything higher than a 4, which
I mean, I don't think I'd be a pro at it, but
okay,
be cool.
But I'm pretty good. And I can't play to my peak, so I just don't touch it. It makes me sad.
Well, I mean, well, since you're home, you can crank it up, right?
Yeah, I can. That's what I was doing, like to show off to my dad, because he was like, Jonathan, I'm so good at it. I used to play on he basically gave me his headset. That's his. And I used to play on the Oculus Quest, right? And he was like, I could totally do that. And I flexed on him. I'm like, this is what I can do, man. Because Catherine tried, and she's not as good as I am. And
yeah, I'd be at level 1. I don't think yeah.
I was like, he was like, wow, Jonathan, I can't even see it coming. Because I'm pretty good at rhythm games. So I play Bandori.
Well, yeah.
Bandori. But also that applies to this as well, I think. Oh my butt.
All right, man. It was good. It was a good little birthday stream, I guess. Good little
birthday. Let's go birthday.
Your birthday marks the first day of my StarCraft career.
Yeah, let's do it. You play during the weekend. You message me, all right?
Yeah, we'll do. If I have questions or something, I'll definitely shoot you a message.
All right, nice seeing you, Nick0656. Nice seeing you on my birthday or day after my birthday, I guess. That's so cool, man.
I hope you have a blessed night, Nick.
Yeah.
Or whatever time it is. I don't know if you're from Europe, but yeah, adios.
All right, see ya, dude. Bye-bye.